Take it away, fellas.
Thank you, voice girl, and welcome once again to another edition of the Manspace Podcast. Now, this is the voice of Russ, and with me, as always, is my co-host who has confirmed that he's not in any of these photos of these escorts in the Diddy trial, the one and only Big Les.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. I'm not in none of them. Proud to be that man, you know. Boy,
Oh,
that
man.
stuff is a mess, dude.
It is. It is.
Do you know
And
so many people are invested in this?
mm-hmm.
I mean, they watch it
I
every
think
day.
because the details have been so ratchet
Yeah.
that
It's
people
like a
just
movie.
can't people can't
Yeah.
believe that. Yeah. But here's the sad part
Mhm.
is that I think that we have lost what the trial is about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? But I think the prosecution or the defense has lost it too, both of them, because it's all up there. I think there's a plan. There has to be. This defense team is not stupid, right?
Right.
There has to be some way that they're working around this. It's clear cut that it's abuse, domestic
Yeah. Oh yeah.
violence.
And he's not
Clear cut.
denying that.
And he
He's
never
not
denied
denying
that.
that.
Right.
No.
But I don't understand. They haven't gotten to the racketeering, and
They have everything has been shot down because everything has been to this point has been about everything's consensual.
everything's about Cassie.
Yeah.
Everything
Well,
is
I
about
mean, not even more so than that, but the whole thing, everybody that's been involved to this point it's really been consensual.
Yeah. And there was a few parts of it that
Mhm.
that the ape was involved.
Mhm.
But then how do you go to dinner with your rapist? I mean, your rapist 2 days later. You
Right.
know, and I'm no psychologist, so I can't really say 100%, but I don't think I would want to be around the person who did that to me
Bro, it's so much
ever
to say on
again.
that, and
It
the
is.
the
I
fact
know.
that she's young, she was
Yeah.
very impressionable.
Yeah.
There's so much to say. There's so much to say,
Yeah.
and yeah, there could be fear, there could be mental issues along the way. We
I
don't know how
agree.
that impacted her from how young she was, and it's sad. I'm gonna get off of this situation right now,
Yeah.
and just
It upsets me being a man with
yeah,
daughters and
yeah,
nieces,
yeah.
granddaughters. It really upsets me because, yeah, I, yeah, there wouldn't be a need for a trial. It
Right.
I'm just going to, there would be a trial, but it'd be mine. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But we
Oh yeah.
just,
Oh yeah. You right about that.
it
You right
would be
about that.
mine. Why did you do
As
that?
I
Now,
told little
I
Russ
will
today,
plead insanity.
hey, I told little Russ today, they don't call me Big Red and Crazy for nothing. So
Hey,
yes,
I'm
so
trying to tell you.
don't get it twisted.
Hey, I'm the brown bomber, so you just need to just watch out.
Right.
You just better watch out.
So, bro,
Yeah.
my new fear
Mm.
has been completely unlocked.
Oh no. What did you see or run into?
So I had this dream, right?
Uh-huh.
That I was riding in a convertible,
Mm-hmm.
shades on, driving
Clean.
gloves,
Yeah.
scarf around the neck, even with a little
Oh,
chin hairs. My chin hairs was
it was flapping in
they
the
were
wind.
flapping in the wind, right? Right? Because on top it don't move. But I'm
Yeah.
chilling, riding, and I see this bird flying out of a tree, and it drops a snake out of its mouth into my car. I'm like, what the heck? Woke me up out of my sleep.
Oh my God. Oh,
Wife looking like, what is wrong with you?
yeah.
And she has a death fear of snakes. She can't
Yeah.
watch them on TV. She can't see one in a book. She and definitely can't
Oh
see one live,
no.
right?
Oh
So I
no.
can't tell her what I saw
What you saw. Because now,
because
yeah,
now, yeah, she's gonna sit up the
she
rest of the
gonna see
night,
it. She gonna see it too.
right? So I'm like, no, no, I'm good. I'm good. Just bad dream. I don't remember. I lay back down, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Couple of weeks later, right? This was some weeks ago. Couple of weeks later, I'm riding to work
yeah.
and I'm like, man, now in my work, I have a car from work, right?
Hmm.
I don't have a sunroof in there, but I do
Good.
have one in my truck.
Yeah,
But I'm looking up like, man, it's a beautiful day. I wish I had my sunroof. Why? I see one of those big condor vulture looking things that be on the side
yeah,
of the road,
yeah.
scavenging something, right?
Oh God.
And as
Deja
I'm
vu.
coming along, it jumps up and decides to fly up in the air as I'm driving down
Oh
the road because it's on the side
no.
of the road.
Oh
Why
no.
was it a snake
Snake.
in this thing's mouth that was scavenging on the side of the road? That thing had to be at least 4 feet long as it flew up in the air over my car.
Oh
And
no.
I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
Oh no.
New
See,
fear completely unlocked. My
see,
sunroof will never open again.
you're not even gonna
I'm
vent it. You just
not even gonna vent it. Not even gonna vent it. I'm done. I will never own a convertible. I'm just like,
wow.
it's a wrap. It's a wrap. To dream this a couple of weeks before I saw it.
And then to tell me, because you know how
Yeah.
I feel about them too. And
Hmm.
now I I was riding today with my top open.
You won't anymore.
I surely will not, sir. I surely will not. Thank you. Thank you
You're
very,
welcome.
very much. You
You're welcome.
I swear, man. You just do me under every week. Every single week. Oh my God.
So, did you see this article
Mhm.
where these kids are going around doing these pranks and knocking on people's doors or kicking on the doors like at 2, 3 in the morning?
Yeah. Yeah.
You had somebody do it to this man's house at
Mhm.
3 in the morning, and he pulled his gun and fired through the
Through the
door,
door. Yep.
killing the person, killing the
Mhm.
kid. Now he went to jail.
Yeah.
He
Unfortunately.
should be out. He should be out. My personal opinion. Yes, he
Mhm.
committed murder. However, he's
Mhm.
defending his property because he doesn't know who's on the side of that door. Nobody should be beating on my door like that at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it depends on what state,
Yeah,
right? Because the standing your ground laws in certain
right.
states allows you to protect your property. But
Yes,
in other
yes.
states, it does not. There's no
It
state.
does not
That
apply.
person
Right.
has to come through the door,
Yes.
and that is a big thing. You know, I practice firearms and stuff like that. And that's the
Hmm.
one thing I was always taught is you gotta let them get all the way in,
Right.
and being from where I'm from Michigan, you couldn't blast through the door. And you're held
Yeah.
liable if you shoot a high powered
Hmm.
weapon and it goes through your home
Yeah.
and hits someone else. You are
Yeah.
liable. You are
Yes. Absolutely.
liable for that,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Not crazy, but
Not crazy in that sense because
not
you just
crazy in
shot
that
an
sense.
innocent
Exactly.
bystander who's not
Right.
involved in the situation
Right.
whatsoever. But
But you
uh,
still have to deal with that type of stuff, man. And these days, man, these kids in these pranks are a little bit overboard.
yeah, like
You
you
know,
see these idiots like running through the fences.
what
Like
what sense does that make?
I am all for in those they talk about here if a child commits a crime in this
Yeah.
state, right here in South Carolina, the parents can be held liable for that crime, right?
Well, certain
100%.
crimes, I think some.
Yeah, here it's very different.
Really?
They just changed the laws. They've been arresting these parents for these
Wow.
juvenile crimes. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I like the little boy in Michigan a few years ago who I think he shot up a school or took his weapon to school. He killed somebody, I think, or something. When they went after the parents,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and because they bought him the gun, they
Mm-hmm.
knew he had that firearm, and they knew he was going through some mental, disruption or something, and they
Mm-hmm.
still allowed him access to it, which
Yeah.
caused someone to die. I think
Yes.
in that
In that
case,
situation.
I
Mm-hmm.
think they should be,
Right.
um,
Right.
but but who can stop a kid from taking a kitchen knife and doing the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's different, but it's the same outcome.
Mm-hmm.
A kitchen knife, the right fork or spoon can do you in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think they just need to step back from this, and it should be on a case by case basis.
Mm-hmm.
Not a blanket law. Your kid do a crime, your kid steal a car, you go to jail for it.
Oh,
All kids do
we,
dumb stuff.
we just had an issue with a bunch of kids coming through our neighborhood checking car doors at like 3 a.m.
Yes,
And
yes.
for fortunately, but unfortunately, everybody in this neighborhood has security cameras.
Mhm.
So everybody's got footage of them on their security cameras, and it's been posted and shared with the police. And, fortunately, they're going to be dealt with.
Yeah, but from experience,
Hmm.
it won't stop them.
No, it's not.
They
It's not.
continuously do it, and they rotate
Yeah.
through neighborhood because it happened here. Not
Yeah.
at this home, but at my previous home,
Hmm.
it happened like 3 times before we caught on to it. Because the
Yeah.
guy walked right past my front door, looked at it,
Hmm.
camera caught him clear as day, and he still went and checked my cars
Yeah.
in the drive. And luckily,
Yeah.
all my cars were locked,
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
time. But I've lost 2 sets of glasses. And me
Hmm.
being kind of irresponsible, with those, I was like, I probably left them at the office and never worried about them again. Didn't see him at the office. So I went and bought another pair,
Hmm.
you know? And then that pair gets missing. I'm like, wait, I just wore them the other day.
Right.
And I made sure I put them back. And I don't have them anymore. But they
Yeah.
left my car. They didn't take everything out. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't, they just opened it up, grabbed things. Because I noticed I had some change missing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a stack of change. I always keep a little
Right.
small cup with change. And it was
Hmm.
missing. And I thought my daughter had it.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? I'm like, why'd you take my change? She was like, no, I didn't take anything. I was like, come
Hmm.
on now. It had to be about $10, $15 worth, change in there, for
Yeah.
car washes, vacuums, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Come on. And I just chalked it up to, okay, she may have needed it for gas. But
Yeah.
then when my neighbor said this was his second pair, we started paying attention.
Hmm.
Then his third pair came up missing. So I looked at the cameras. Sure enough, they went from his yard and walked directly across mine.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So they were doing it here in North Carolina for a long time, rotating through neighborhoods,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
then,
Yeah. Well, when I was up there, we got hit several times.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Because we
Hmm.
didn't live far from each other, you
Mm-mm.
know, and that's crazy, man. It just, ugh, theft is theft is like one of the worst crimes because somebody has
Yeah.
worked so hard
Right.
to
It's
get.
it's sad. It is
Yeah,
so sad that you work so hard for your stuff and people just want to,
people take it.
yeah.
somebody, the opportunity is there, they'll take it.
Yep.
And my wife she was like, you're so militant in how you do things. I was like, what do you mean? She was like, every night you check all the doors, you check the garage, you set the alarms on both of the cars, you watch, you look at the cameras, and it's like sometimes, and she's right. Sometimes if I can't sleep, I get up and I come take a look. I look at the neighborhood. I look through the cameras. You know, I'll go go up to the front, stand in one of the windows, you know, just to see what I can see, what's going on around me.
Yeah. Yes. Last few nights, you know, I've been waking up looking at the cameras every night.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
man.
just kind of see what picks up, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, but yeah, it's been it's sad to say the least.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate it's this world that we are living in now. These are the type of things, you know, that, you know, when I was a kid, yeah, we had some guys that stole stuff, but they didn't steal
Right.
from people in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? They would steal
Yeah.
from stores or whatever the case may be. But you know, it wasn't this bad. And every generation things get worse.
Yeah.
You know, it's unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Yes. 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 Yes.
You know.
Well, bro, we need to take a break. And before we take a break, we got to jump to our sponsor.
Yeah.
Fellas, let's talk about something that's very, very important. It's time to trim the hedges and tidy up the terrain because presentation matters. And the folks at Manscaped know exactly how to help you keep things clean, smooth, and frankly, a little bit heroic. Whether it's with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, with skin-safe technology, or the Crop Preserver deodorant for yes, down there, or that ridiculously fresh, refined cologne, Manscaped has turned men's grooming into an art form. No nicks, no snags, no excuses. And right now, because we here at the Manspace Podcast love you guys and your grooming habits, you can get 20% off plus free shipping when you use our code TMSP20 at manscaped.com. That's TMSP20 for 20% off and free shipping. And if it's free, I'll take 3. It's time to level up your grooming game and treat yourself like the legend you are. Get Manscaped because confidence starts below the belt. You're welcome.
Big
bro.
Yeah. Hey man, I just gotta say one thing. This is a Manscaped shaved head right here, boy.
Clean. Boy, that thing is clean too.
Shining, shining, shining. Oh man.
Listen, man. Have you been following this whole thing with the North Carolina Tar Heels and Bill Belichick?
Oh God. Yes, I've watched a few things.
So today, as of today when we're recording this, I got an alert that said that Bill Belichick and his girlfriend have gotten engaged.
Yes, I saw that today. I did. Yeah.
You know, she's younger than his children.
Yeah.
And not by like, you know, you look at Modern Family, right?
Yeah.
Right. you go by Modern Family, right?
Yeah.
Gloria was a year younger than Claire,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one. That's a little gross. But when you're 10 to 15 years younger than you, that's a lot gross.
Ain't it more like 20 something?
To some of the kids, yeah. I'm just thinking of the youngest child.
Oh, you think about the children. I thought that between Bill and the young lady.
No, no, I'm talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
his children. Like, he's 24. He's coaching kids that are probably 24 years old on that
Yes.
team.
The professional football players. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Second year seasoners. You know?
Uh,
I,
This the
I,
college ranks now.
I oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now college. Yeah. But
Yes.
even in the pros though. Yeah. Yeah.
Dog.
I mean, listen.
This is bad. This is
Well,
not a what
I'm gonna
what
stand up for coach. I'm gonna
okay.
stand up for coach. What age got to do with it? Huh? What age got to do with it? If he loved his woman and she loved him, who are we to say
Are
he
you
can
gonna
do no better?
have a man that is older than you, 20
Marry
some
my
odd years
marry
older
my
than
daughter.
you, marry your daughter,
He,
date
he
your
better
daughter?
he better be able to be fight. He better be able to fight because I'm gonna
I
knock him
don't
down and see if I
care.
bust a hip.
I don't care how much money is involved.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's the only thing it could be.
Well, yeah, of
You
course.
can't sit
Of course, it's just about money. Come on,
like
man.
what can this
Let's not be
person
naive.
offer you? What
Nothing.
can what can a
Nothing.
person that's 50 years older than you offer you?
Uh, Quite a bit. His insurance money, some of the money that he done made as a coach, status, uh, your lifestyle. You know, he offers her quite a bit, and he's paying for her beauty, his side piece. He's paying for that. This is a transactional deal. Come on, man. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, I'll agree with it. It's transactional
it's
because
transactional.
here's the thing for him, right? I
Mhm,
watched him on Good Morning America,
mhm.
and he was saying that she handles the business side of it, right? So she just walked into a situation at 24 years old where she's set for life.
Done. Done.
She's handling the business enterprises of Bill Belichick
Done.
to the point where, so, now he didn't come up in of course, the social media age.
Right.
I know anything that he does on social media, he knows nothing about. You're
He
in a
pays
you're in
he
a
pays
situation
somebody to
now
do it.
where,
Yeah.
right, he's recruiting kids. He's having to recruit kids. So in recruiting kids, you're DMing people now.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
You're not you don't have phone numbers like you did in the pros.
yeah. On
DM.
paper, you know what
I
I
can't
mean? Yeah.
I can't see him dropping in some little 16-year-old's Instagram, to see, hey, you want to come to the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Right.
Somebody is doing that for him.
Yeah.
So she's handling all of that stuff. She's
See,
promoting his book for him.
he's built the brand already. He's
Yes.
built the brand. Now he needs somebody to run the brand, somebody that understands today's culture and the youth. And who would that be? This young
Yeah.
little chicken wing, you know,
Hmm.
but I'm not saying that it's the best choice, right? Just as being a man, straight up.
Mhm.
There's no way I'm gonna be 7 and dating a 24-year-old,
No, no.
engaged to a 24-year-old.
Yes.
There's no way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
How
saying?
how much is too old? When does the age gap become too wide in a relationship? When is
I'd say
in your opinion,
20,
when is that gap?
after
20
20.
years?
Yeah.
Mm,
Because I mean, a 30-year-old woman and a 50-year-old man
mm-hmm.
could work.
Could.
It could. I mean, if you just want to throw a raw number at it, I would say that that could be acceptable for some,
Mm.
you know?
I just feel like at that point you have lived two completely different lifestyles,
Oh,
right?
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I I will talk to like even down to some of my friends, right?
Hmm.
And I've associated with several guys because of my church involvement and things like that.
Hmm.
I'm involved with guys who are younger than me.
Yeah.
I'm involved with men who are older than me, and
Right.
we all sit there and we share stuff together, moments and talk and things like that. But there is a point when there's such an age difference that you realize when the younger person doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't alive then, right? Even
Right.
to an older person. I've had that happen where I'm
Yeah,
talking
me
to
too.
70-year-olds and they
Yeah.
talk about stuff like, bro, I wasn't alive then. I
Right.
don't know,
Right. They
you
talk about
know.
stuff that happened in the 60s and 50s and 60s.
Right,
You're
right,
like, yeah,
right,
bro, I
right.
didn't come along for some years later.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't around. I wasn't around.
Right.
So
Right.
that there's it gets to I'm like, if you were driving a
Hmm.
car before the other person was ever born,
Yeah.
wasn't even a seed in the eye,
Okay.
it's too much.
Well, I mean, I'm 2 years off of that. 18. I mean, you can technically get a license at 16, but most people can go out
Yes.
and get their own license at 18, right? At 18, 19,
Mhm.
20, 2 years.
Every state is 16.
Yeah, where you can go get them legally yourself.
You
Okay, so
yes.
that's 4 years.
4 4 years. You know what the difference
From
is of a
20, from
four-year-old
20 to
and
16.
and a baby? A 4-year-old can wipe their own behind.
Yeah.
A baby cannot, before you ever got a tooth, a 4-year-old is about to start preschool. Come on, man. A
So you
4-year-old
driving
should
and you
be
just get it, and you dating, and your future wife is a preschooler.
yeah, yeah, man. Come on, bro.
She in head start. You know
She,
what I'm
she,
saying?
she ain't had start, man. You had to drive in.
Oh, she in head start. Hey man,
I'm like,
listen,
when your
I,
girl
coach
when
ain't
your
dumb.
girl and your grandkids are hanging out together
Yeah,
at the
that's
club, come
bad.
on,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
bad, bro.
Or you meet them
That's
both at
bad.
the or you meet them both at the daycare. You know.
And the sad thing is that there is such a stereotype that it's gross for men, but nobody says it about women.
Because for
Little
one, no, go ahead.
little Kim,
Yeah,
little Kim,
yeah,
she just I'm not going to get into the details or status of their relationship. I don't know if
yeah,
they're still together or not. But her little guy was like 25 years old. She's like 50 something.
yeah, yeah. Half her age.
Yeah.
Yeah, women have a different reason though. They looking at it for other reasons. You know, a guy.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's
it's
no,
almost
it's the same reason for a guy.
well, yes, maybe.
I
Yeah,
mean, well, no, I'm not going to say it's the same reason for a guy. It's the reason for the guy is arm candy
that's it.
because I mean, you look
Look what I
at
look what I back.
you, Yeah, you look at Bill Belichick. He don't want somebody that got just as many wrinkles as he does.
Bruh. Because if you find a female that she might not be getting around as good as he is. You know, you got to think this dude has been in an athletic atmosphere his whole life. You know what I
Whole
mean?
life.
His whole life. You know, so his physical fitness may be a little bit different, but he got money too. So you can you can buy things to help you.
There, I heard this years ago,
Yeah.
and it's actually put out there as the scientific formula
Mhm.
for choosing your age. This is the rule of the social guideline
Social
is,
guideline. Okay, here we go.
yes, it's half your age plus 7.
Half my age plus 7.
So if you're 30
Okay.
years old, you divide that by 2, half your age, then you add 7, it's 22 years old.
Okay. I mean, okay. I personally wouldn't date a 22-year-old,
Bill
even
Belichick should
even at
be
my age.
his woman should be 43 at the youngest.
Well, how old is he?
He's 73, I believe.
Half of 73 is what?
Like 36 and a half.
36 and a half. Okay. And then, yeah, 40. So she should be 40.
Yeah,
All
40,
right.
43. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if that's what you want to go by,
Mhm.
who makes these rules up?
Hey, that is the scientific social guideline. I heard this thing like 10, 15 years ago.
You know, I always heard half your age. Half your age.
No.
But
Because half your age, if you're 18, 19,
well,
half
you
your
know,
age
not
gets you in trouble, right?
no, I'm
So
talking about
half
if
your
you're
age plus 7
yeah,
puts you, it
puts
keeps
you in
you
a
out of
more, it
trouble.
keeps you out of trouble. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But it, you know, it's speaking as a, you know, an older male, right? I'm thinking 40s. You know,
Hmm.
half your age is it's a possibility. But I wouldn't. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I could go past 5 years younger.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
5 years younger is about it for me, and 5 years older is about it for me. I like I'm that 10 years stretch. You know,
Yeah.
but see, that's for me.
Hmm.
So
I've
you know,
I have now I've modified at times,
I have to. I have to. But
but
here's so let me
my rule
clarify.
has always been 4 has been
Four
my
and
rule.
four. Okay.
Hmm.
So I have dated younger.
Hmm.
I have dated younger.
Hmm.
Um, but it wasn't serious. I knew it wasn't serious.
Right. Yeah, of course. Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. I knew it was not serious. But to be surprised, a lot of them are very, very mature because women do mature faster, right? So they may be 25, but they may be on the wavelength of a 30-year-old.
Okay.
Still too young, but you know, hey, we're men, right? Men like the arm candy, you know, and there's some 40s and 50s that still are arm candy. But those guys who want that younger is going to go for the 30s, somewhere in there, arm candy.
So I,
And that's a 50-year-old.
when you got somebody who is 60 dating a 40-year-old, I, their
Social
the
guidelines
age gap
say
doesn't feel like you said, the
as bad.
20, the
Yeah.
20 years doesn't feel as bad, I guess. Even
Right.
though it doesn't fit in the guidelines,
Yeah.
doesn't feel as bad, right?
Right.
But when you sit there and say that person was 38 and and the woman is 18, or he's 36 and she's 16,
Yeah. That's bad.
that's bad. It's the
Well,
same gap.
that's statutory rape at that point. You
Yes.
can't go below 18.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't do that. So, I mean,
So
38 and the 18.
it's dude, it's too much, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
I have to stick to the rule, man.
Yeah.
Childbearing age plus 7.
I think that's a good start. Yes.
That is
I think it's a good start. I think it's a good start. For some people, like I said,
mhm.
I am a 5 and 5. I can go 5 years younger and I can go 5 years older. Depends.
Why do you think let's just really get into this right here.
Mhm.
We're only going to speak from a male's perspective.
All right.
Why do you feel that men want younger women?
The excitement. It keeps them young.
Really?
They still doing these
Okay.
teeny bopper things.
Yeah, the keeping of the youth.
Yeah,
I can
keeping
get
of the
that.
youth. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Mhm.
Because young people want to, they still go, 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 go.
Right.
And if you're an older person and get that lifestyle, the go, 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 it could possibly do one or two things. It can make you tired of it, or you get energized by it,
Right.
and then you want to go, 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 which helps your quality of life and your balance better if that's who you are as a person.
Mhm.
Like me, I 25 now, you crazy, man. Go somewhere. I'm pawpaw, man. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this fight.
Yeah.
You know,
I can't see myself at if I was in a situation and I am 50, 60, 70 and I've never had children, there's the possibility that I
yeah,
would want a
there's
younger woman to
yeah,
have
absolutely.
something to carry the
That-
bloodline along,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely. Childbearing. Yep.
However, if I'm 50, 60, 70 and I have children already,
You got 30, 40s, and 50-year-old children.
yeah, I'm not interested.
And 24.
Yes.
Because you got to think about it. If you got a 50-year-old child, it's possible you have a 20-something-year-old,
Grandchild, dude.
grandchild.
This girl could have been in class with juice boxes with your grandchild. Come on, man.
Oh. Technically, yes. Technically, yes. But man, listen, let's just be real for a minute. Who
Mhm.
cares? Who cares? The Belichick
So
has got a
so
younger
here
woman. Who really cares?
it's not so much of the fact of that he's got a younger woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's tying it into the fact that you and I both have daughters.
It's true.
His girlfriend, fiance, is the same age as my daughter, dude.
Yeah. And younger than mine.
So that yeah, that's the stuff that's sitting on me. It's not the fact that he's got, because it's with almost everything in life, it
Yeah.
really means nothing until it hits home.
Yeah. 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 And you're
And
right.
I know women who have dated much older men.
Mhm.
I know women who have their fathers marry women younger than them.
Yeah. And it is a drama festival.
Yes. Yes.
Trauma Festival.
Hmm.
But to each his own. And if that's what Bill wants to do, and that's what makes Bill happy, so be it. you know. But this is nothing new. This has been
No,
since the
no.
beginning of
It's
time.
nothing new. It's
It's
nothing
nothing
new.
new. This is always a thing. Older men wanting younger women. And you get some younger women that want older men for the experience.
Bill's has 3 kids right
Hmm.
now.
Hmm.
Amanda,
Hmm.
who is 37,
Okay.
Stephen, who is 35, and Brian, who is 32.
And Brian could be dating his stepmom.
This girl is 48 years younger than him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He coached the Patriots for 24 years.
Yeah. Her whole life.
Her entire life, he was the head coach of the New England
Her whole
Patriots.
damn life. She was born and he was coaching. And
Dude,
that wasn't his first coaching job.
no, no, dude.
So,
Wait. Let's be real, right?
yeah.
The Patriots, he's been gone from the Patriots for over a year. So
Yeah.
she wasn't even born when he started with the
That
Patriots.
that is true. Didn't put that one in there. But way to stab it all the way.
Yes.
I mean, hey man, kudos. Kudos to the killer. You know,
More power to Bill, right?
yeah,
Whatever
yeah,
his reasons are, that's his reasons. That's his
yeah.
business.
Mhm.
That's not going to affect the sun coming up tomorrow, not one bit.
Not one bit.
But
However,
the of the fact that you as a father,
yeah,
me as a father,
yeah.
if
If it happened to
some
us,
right,
how would we feel being the
how would you,
father of that daughter,
yes,
of that young lady? I think that I would have a lot to say. I think I would have a lot to say
Barack
because
Obama, he's too. Barack Obama's worth $200 million. Just
mhm,
throwing out a number. Just throwing out a number.
yeah,
$200 million he's worth. He
mhm,
might be worth more, maybe around 5,
right.
right? Barry Hussein Obama is available, right? He's available. Him and Michelle done parted ways, but he's available.
Do you know how many
He
24-year-olds gonna line up for him?
Barry he comes knocking at your daughter's door.
Yeah, I
What you
told
say?
you, man. I told you I would have a lot to say.
You and him over there shopping for Just for Men together.
Yeah. Sitting on the back porch, sipping on some yak and smoking cigars, right?
Right.
Telling war stories
Yes.
because we're around the same age,
Dog.
bro.
There is a strong possibility that Bill Belichick is older than her father.
It's a possibility. Yeah, now Bill Belichick, what, 70, 73?
73.
73. I just told you I have a daughter that's older than 24.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not nowhere near 73.
Yes. Bro.
Well, Bill, I hope Wild Bill know what he's doing, and he's having a great time doing it. I'll tell you what, this is the happiest I've ever seen him. The most I've
Yeah.
ever seen him
Oh,
smile.
yes. Oh,
The
yes. Oh,
the most I've ever seen him out of a athletic uniform.
mm-hmm.
He's having suits. He's out. He's taking
Yes.
pictures. He's smiling. His
Yes.
haircut is different. He got a different pep in his step. He might be trying to get to 100. And this lady might can get him there. God knows she got at least 25 more in her. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? And she still won't be 50. Oh my God. I mean,
yeah,
25 more years, Bill will be almost 100. He'll be almost a Bill. And she'll be
bro,
just shy of 50.
bro.
Holy crap. Since you put it that way,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. Hey man,
Mm-hmm.
if she, hey,
And she's a nice looking woman.
she's okay.
She can have her pick.
She's okay. Yeah, she could have done well in the dating scene. Absolutely.
I'm sure she could do well in the dating
I'm
scene.
sure she can do well in the dating scene.
Shannon Sharp would be lined up for her.
Oh Lord. You
But
had to
that's a whole
bring
nother.
Shay Shay in the
Yes,
club in there.
yes.
Because Shay
But
Shay did the same
that's
thing, 20
say
something
say
years old.
right.
But you see, she's half his age. Well, wait, Shay Shay was 60, right?
No, he's in his late 50s, I believe.
Oh, I thought he was I'm close to well,
He
yeah,
he
late
he
50s, close to 60.
close to 60.
Yeah.
Close to 60. Yeah.
I don't know, my guy. But here's the thing though.
Mhm.
How many Hollywood marriages and these elites do this exact same thing?
Oh, there's a lot of them.
There's a
There's
lot
a
of
lot of them. There's a
yeah,
lot of them.
yeah. These elites, they do that. You
Yeah.
know, the royal family has done it. They
Mhm.
marry kids off at 16, and the royal families. You
Bro,
know,
I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just sitting here looking up stuff on Jordan. I don't know if this is true or not, but this is the
Michael
first
Jordan.
thing that came up. No, no, unfortunately not that Jordan. But it says that her father and mother are very open and they manage a sex shop
She done turned this man out.
in Massachusetts. Yeah.
She done turned him out.
In Massachusetts. So you know the parents are Patriots fans if they are into sports at all.
She done turned him out. It's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's over. It's over. She
They've
done
known
knocked,
they've
she done
known
knocked the dust off that thing. She done knocked the dust off of it. Hey,
oh
hey,
God.
that boy's shiny now. Hey,
oh,
yeah. Well, there's
oh,
all the answers we need to know right there.
oh my gosh.
Man, I
And
need
on
this to be some yak right here, boy.
oh boy. Let's go to the last word. Gosh.
And now, the last word.
I can't take you nowhere. Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying. Listen, my last word of the day is to be happy, right? Do what floats your boat because you don't know how long you're going to be here. Tomorrow is never promised. It is a blessing to get to the very next day to see the sun rise because you might not see it fall. Live, enjoy life, have a great time, but do it responsibly. Do it responsibly. Don't get the dust knocked off of
If you got a liquor label on the side of your relationship,
Oh,
it
you're
might be
killing
too
me.
much. It might be too much of a gap.
Oh, you're
Oh my
killing me.
gosh.
You're killing me. Warning.
In the end,
21 and
age
up.
is just, yeah, right. Age is just one dimension of compatibility because large age gaps are always going to be under scrutiny. It's never going to change.
Yeah.
As
correct.
long as there's men with money or women with money, there's going to be age gaps. As long as there are men and women on this planet, they're going to, and it don't even have to be men with money. It could be women with daddy issues or whatever else. There's going to be age gaps.
Absolutely.
The true test of a relationship lies
Oh,
within communication, respect, and shared vision. And if two people genuinely understand each other and support each other, numbers alone cannot dictate their connection.
amen. That's right.
And
But
on
other
that note,
things help.
let's go to break. As we do each week, we like to close the show with just a little bit of inspiration. You see, life is a series of choices. Some feel small, like what to wear, what to eat, what show to watch tonight, while others carry way more weight, where to work, who to love, or what path to follow. We live in a world filled with opinions, distractions, and fear of regret. Making the right choice can feel paralyzing. But here's the truth. The power of choice is one of our greatest freedoms. You see, the ability to trust yourself is your greatest strength. We often delay decisions because we're waiting for the perfect clarity. We often think, what if I choose wrong? What will people think? Is there something better that I'm missing? Perfectionism creates paralysis, but life doesn't wait for us to be 100% sure. Growth comes from action, not hesitation. The right choice isn't always the safest one, the easiest one, or that most popular one. It aligns with your values, respects your intuition, and moves you one step closer to becoming who you truly want to be. It's okay if the path is uncertain. Sometimes the right choice feels uncomfortable because it pushes you to grow. Comfort and growth rarely live in the same place. Deep down, you usually know what feels true. It's that gut feeling, nagging and pulling. It's not just an emotion. It's the wisdom shaped by your experiences, your desires, and your spirit. Listen, stop outsourcing your decisions to others who don't live with your outcomes. You don't need everyone's approval. All you need is your own courage and clarity. Here's what you do. Pause and reflect on what matters most to you. Limit the noise because too many opinions around you drown your inner voice. Visualize the outcome. That's going to bring you peace, not just relief. Make peace with imperfection. No choice guarantees you perfection, but each one offers you a lesson. And own your decisions. Because confidence isn't in knowing that it's right. It's deciding to make it right. Manspace Nation, you won't always know if a choice is perfect, but that's not the point. The right choice is the one that keeps you moving forward, keeps you learning and becoming who you want to be. It's the one that makes you feel aligned, even if it scares you. So trust yourself because you are wiser than your doubts. And remember, even when the road bends, you can always choose again. That's the beauty of life. You're never stuck. You're just one bold choice away from a better chapter.
Amen. I like that. One bold choice away from another chapter.
Absolutely.
That's dope.
I mean, when you think about it, I mean, even down to, people with this age difference and things like that,
Yeah.
the reality is, I mean, they're not giving credibility to people that don't matter to them.
Exactly.
It's about them, and it's their happiness and whatever they choose.
Yep.
So
Their choice.
Yep. Ignore the noise.
Yeah.
Because all the noise that's out there, ignore the noise.
Yeah.
Because within any relationship, it's the power of three.
Yep.
It's you, her, and the man upstairs. That's it.
That's it. And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Man Space Nation, you can catch us 2 days early every Monday night on WTMSTV.com. And then every Thursday, it is Throwback Thursday on the WTMS TV with the Man Space Podcast and back to back episodes starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the WTMSTV.com.
That's it.
And you know what? You got to go over to the manspacepodcast.com because we're coming up this July with season 6 of the Man Space Podcast. And ask the Man Space. Send us your questions.
That's it.
What do you want to know from us at the manspacepodcast.com? Check out the site, click on the links, and send us your question for the season 6 premiere of Ask the Man Space Podcast, season 6, coming up the first week of July.
That's going to be fun. No holes barred.
Yeah, you just enjoying how I'm throwing up all these little graphics of you, right, Les?
Yeah, I am. I'm just accepting that one. You throw that one back up there. I'm coming down.
That one?
I knew it. I knew it was lined up. I knew it was lined up. Boy, listen. Under this computer, I have 2 fingers that have been, Yes.
Oh boy.
You're gonna make me dust off my brass knuckles.
And on that note,
we out of here.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Man Space.
Whichever platform you listen to us on, make sure you subscribe and don't miss a show.
Remember to keep up with all the Man Space updates on our website, themanspacepodcast.com.
And you can follow us on Instagram at manspacenat1.
Until next time, Man Space Nation, he's Les, I am Russ, and we are out
of here.
This girl could have been in class with juice boxes with your grandchild. Come on, man.